Welcome back to Dad's Deals and Dumbbells, a show where dad life meets business hustle and recovery. And today, probably the coldest damn tub I've ever been in.
We'll find out. Today we're recording live at Fire Ice Sauna in Bolingbrook with owner, dad, and all-around beast, Asif Hazrat. We're getting hot, cold, and real uncomfortable.
We've also got a return of our friend Sal here on my left, your right, and my brother-in-law, Brian Vladovich. We'll do a quick intro of Brian here in a minute. We are here to jump into the saunas, the tubs, have a little recovery. And today we're going to dive in and see what it takes to be a dad, an entrepreneur, everything else in between with Fire and Ice.
Definitely. As far as like first walking in, first reactions, the place is great. Looks beautiful. Did a great job on the build out. I love the chairs, the recovery room. We'll definitely highlight that a little bit later. The sauna is massive and it's hot, so I can't wait to get in there.
Good sauna.
And then the 4 cold tubs with the ranges. I'm looking forward to getting into like the coldest range, so we'll see what happens on that.
Yeah. Now, we brought a couple people with us to enjoy the experience here today, to get a couple different opinions, of course, see who's the biggest wuss among all of us, probably me. I want to introduce my brother-in-law, Brian Vladovich. Brian is a dad, 2 kids, ages?
12 and 8.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm part owner of the largest Chicagoland commercial roofing.
And I can give them an endorsement because they did the roof on my building. So good company, and you need a roofing in the Chicago metro area. And that's a large area. It goes out to Wisconsin.
Yep. Wisconsin, Indiana, Iowa. We're kind of 3-hour radius.
Yeah. So you should check them out for sure. Brian's background also includes running.
Yep.
What do you do right now for fitness?
Right now, because it's so cold, I pretty much just put warm clothes on and walk outside. I'm not a treadmill guy. As the weather gets warmer, I basically start to take clothing off and start running. I'll run anywhere between 2.5 to 6 miles 3 days a week, and then long runs on the weekends.
Nice. Well, let's be honest. Anything over 6 miles is not fun. It's not fun.
Hard pass. Anything over 10 feet.
Hard pass, absolutely. So today mainly is going to be about the experience. So we're going to shoot some video, walk around, get you the whole tour, tell you how to check this place out, and then you're going to see some genuine, actual reactions from us as we go through the whole thing. So it should be a lot of fun.
Some real sweat.
Anything else to add before we get going?
Sal, you want to introduce yourself again?
Hey, I'm Sal Gaddam, and I am a local Naperville realtor and residential roofing and construction company. I am looking forward to this. Some of the things I'm doing for fitness right now is a push-pull legs routine 3 to 4 times a week, and I am officially down 61 pounds today since March of 2025.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's sweat out a couple pounds too.
Yep.
Pre-weigh yourself, get a 65.
Yep.
So as you started your New Year's resolutions, maybe this fits in there somewhere in terms of recovery, a different experience. We're about to find out firsthand.
Let's do it.
Let's roll.
So Sal, what'd you think?
I thought it was amazing. I really did. I am very surprised that I got talked into doing the cold plunge part. I really came here today not wanting to do it, but I absolutely loved it.
You put up a pretty good fight. You did.
I actually mentioned in the sauna that I had a very intense leg day yesterday at the gym, and I was very sore earlier today and this afternoon, and now I have 0 soreness in my legs after doing the cycle of sauna and cold plunge and then doing that twice.
Nice. What else? What was your favorite part? The heat or the cold?
I want to say the heat.
Nice.
I don't know, the cold was great too, but the heat, I mean, I've never actually been in a sauna that's gone up to 200 degrees, so it was a completely different experience. The actually pouring the water with eucalyptus oil over the rocks was something that I haven't done in a while. I don't think a lot of sauna places let you pour water on their rocks. And
It's definitely not.
yeah, just this place had all types of great stuff in their sauna.
Yeah, you could smell it in the air. It felt great.
Yeah.
Have you done sauna before? Are you experienced sauner?
Not an experienced sauna.
Okay.
but I do enjoy sitting in the sauna from time to time. But this is top notch.
The key question, would you do it again?
I would.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Perfect.
Definitely do it again.
Nice.
All right, Brian, let's get some impressions.
Sure. It was good. It feels great after it. Sauna, it's fine. Getting through the motion, you start sweating, but still able to, it's comfortable. It's not bad. You get in that cold plunge and it's a shock. It's like, okay, your body starts tingling and it's discomfort, and that's what it is. But if you're used to working out, life in general, if you get through some discomfort stuff, usually there's a good stuff on the other side. And then once you get out of the cold plunge and you relax, that's when it feels really, really great. So you just got to get through that discomfort of the cold plunge, and then afterwards, it's a really good feeling. It's definitely a really good feeling. I'm gonna do another cycle, most definitely, just to try and experience again. But it's good. I like it.
Welcome to Fire Ice Sauna. Come on in. I'm going to show you around. If you'd like to.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, that's breaking my neck on that.
Lexi is at our reception, and so she'll greet you, check you in. If it's your first time, just a quick login ID check. But then if you're a returning customer, she'll wait you right in. So this is the men's only space, and we have a mirrored image on the women's side.
Okay.
But here we have our monthly customer and Joe.
Joe, you want to say hi?
I gotta get my water in the car. Okay. And then each locker we will have prepared with towels and sandals. So all you need to bring are your swim trunks. And then you can see the spin dryer is running, so his stuff is almost done. And so if you need a wet bag, we'll provide that. But
Comes with sandals, towels,
you'll drop off whenever you're done.
Q-tips.
And so whenever you are set, then we're going to begin a cycle. And so we recommend what you might see here, sauna session for 10 to 15 minutes, and then a quick rinse, and then we'll do the cold plunge. And so I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. And then I highly recommend recovery after the cold plunge because it does raise your heart rate and your blood pressure temporarily, but that's why we have space for recovery, and that's where you get the biggest feeling of recovery and rejuvenation. Just real quick, once we're done, we have 4 showers, shampoo, conditioner, body wash. So a few here, ADA compliance, so we do welcome senior members, and along with grab bars, compliance with all regulations, and space for wheelchairs. So I'll bring you back to the sauna and then work our way forwards again. So here is our sauna. It's in the Finnish style, traditional Finnish.
Ooh, the real stuff.
Yeah, fine.
So we're at 200 degrees.
Over 200 degrees, we can get up to about 210. We add water to the smooth granite stones there, and that vaporizes and spreads the heat evenly and brings up the humidity. And then you can control the comfort if you want more humidity or less, and if you want more heat, that'll dissipate very quickly. So we'll be in here for about 15 minutes, and here we can set a stand timer to catch 5, 10, 15 minutes. And after about a good cook, then we do want to get over to the cold plunge. So here we have 4 individual cold plunge tubs, and we're monitoring very closely the temperature. So this is at 43 degrees, not bad. It's pretty frosty. And then back there we have 55, looks like 42, and 45. So we usually try to provide a range. For the first cycle, it's kind of nice to start off in a warmer tub, like 50 degrees. And then after resting 2-3 cycles, you might go a little colder, and this will get down to about 36 degrees. So that'll be the coldest plunge. Now, again, with that circuit, after the cold plunge, your heart rate is elevated, and you might go through a little bit of a shock, but it's an intense feeling. And so we definitely recommend that you recover. So over here we have a relaxation lounge. And I want to feature this zero gravity chair. So you want to get on this soon after your cold plunge with the heels down and pushing out, leveling yourself so that your legs and your head and your heart are horizontally aligned. And that's easier on your heart. It aids in your quick recovery. And this is where you will get this feeling of like blissful euphoria. You've put yourself through some adversity here. And this is where a lot of people they close their eyes and they zone out for 5 to 10 minutes. And we won't bother you, but if you do need, and if you're on your second or third cycle, we'll bring out hot tea or coffee, and we have cold drinks up front. But that's a cycle. Most people like to do 2 to 3 cycles. After 4 or 5, you can still do it. There's no time limit, but there's like diminishing returns. And so, it's good to get, I think, 2 or 3. And then, the feeling that you get will speak more volumes than anything I can explain, really. So would love for you guys to get started.
All right. Yeah. So we probably ought to cover that. Asif, you were telling us when we were in a sauna about the build out process. And obviously, the biggest part about this for us and why we wanted to do it was for the dumbbells part kind of the show. But the reality is here also, you as an entrepreneur, having done the build out, tell us a little bit more about what it took. Definitely the electrical thing, because that's wild.
Okay. Yeah. It's definitely a process.
You can take it.
Okay. And, it starts off with kind of the idea. And so I was just speaking to some younger colleagues and their network that you really got to just start with the idea, write it down. And it turned into a spreadsheet. So I highly recommend, projecting out numbers. But then after I had a sense of what this might take, then architecture, finding a reliable architect that we could communicate back and forth with, revisions, updates, changes on like design and plan, and then shopping for a GC. So GC is going to be your best friend and your worst friend for for as long as the project goes.
Sure to change orders.
Change orders. Yeah, change orders can get really dicey, but you need to stay friends with your GC because without him, it's not going to finish. And he's a guy that calls people up and saves your butt when you really need it.
So when did you start the planning process to actually pull this off?
Sure. 2024, early 2024 was I think the initial seed of the idea, and then architect. Then there's zoning. So this place wasn't zoned for recreational. It was retail only. So I proposed a business plan, the idea in front of the village board of Bolingbrook, and they asked me tough questions. So I had to defend my experience, my capability, but then also that this was going to be a family-friendly place where we're going to respect security and fire code and all of that.
Positive asset.
Positive. Yep. And we met with the mayor multiple times to go over what we intended, and she learned about us. And, once we checked those boxes one after another, then only then would we get the clear to demo. And this used to be American Mattress. So it's
oh yeah,
just a big room. But then, with this is not like a normal construction. So a lot of plumbing, a lot of electrical, and then just a kind of a weird layout that most people or most subcontractors have never seen before. As far as the electrical, we have electric heaters in the sauna, very safe, but they take a lot of juice. They are 18 kilowatts each. We have 4 of them. They're 3-phase, and in total 200 amps. And the building, which is a strip of shops, none of those shops take that much energy. So we had to rewire the entire strip, and there's Bank of America on the end of this strip.
Yeah.
And they have very strict rules about power going to their vaults, which becomes unsafe if it's, yeah. So, to get past that, it's all about communication, coordination, respecting what their needs are, requirements are, and then trying to figure out how we can make it work. And it wasn't an email there and back in 2 days. It was 3 months of just trying to figure out the right time. And then we actually executed at 2 a.m. on a weekend where they said this is a good window. They had extra security. Our whole team, my GC, the supervisor, our subcontractors are all here at 2 a.m. Took us 3 hours. And we were fishing thick cables through each of these shops in order to get the power here that we need to power those heaters.
Tell us about your background.
Sure. My background is in IT. I was in data engineering for at least the past 10 years. Most recently, I was leading a team at Aspen Dental, which is a conglomerate, but mostly they have dental offices. I had a team of about 10 engineers, really good guys. They delivered, highly performant. And then, that has been my career. And this has always been kind of a health-minded aspect of my life. And I always enjoyed it. I do love the contrast therapy.
and I wanted to share it. So, you know, the itch kind of grew to be entrepreneurial. And I've had past businesses, not of this scale, but I wanted to bet big. So I left my last job in October last year, and I'm both feet in the cold plunge, and you know, not getting out. And I do want to share the experience with the local community. I do believe in its effects, in its health. And we're not really selling chemicals or like, you know, calories, like a different type of calorie though. Right. It's like, it's just something you put your body through, and maybe you now can feel like, you know, firsthand what that experience feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. 3 kids, ages 2, 3, and 9 months.
Yeah.
Busy dad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. University of Illinois, graduate, BS in architectural science.
Actuarial.
Actuarial science. See, that's
So architecture, you would have had to hire an architect.
could have saved a few dollars there. So a few dollars. Yeah, so you had quite a few construction logistics that you got through. This is the first major building project I assume you've ever done?
Yeah. I have residential real estate, and then there's always upkeep with that, but nothing at this scale.
Any advice you'd give to somebody who's going to do a build out like this? One key piece of information.
Get a good GC.
Besides getting a good GC, get a really good architect, and double check that, and even take what your final architect gives off and get second opinions on that. Like you might get an X-ray, take it to another doctor, and just get a second opinion.
Nice.
Smart move.
Nice.
Let's have a really good doctor like myself. No. Go definitely get second opinions on the big stuff.
Nice.
What was like the favorite? What's the biggest compliment you've had in the sauna so far?
You know, it's been very positive. And usually like I'm trying to spread good vibes. Like I'm trying to help people. I do honor the customer. And so like I'm listening to them. I'm present. You know, the biggest one I can remember was our first customer. It was a walk-in, and like,
really,
you know, we're just kind of like, we're all ready and hyped. And then he does the circuit, and he wasn't a talker. And I was like nervous, but then at the end of it, after he changed and was about to head out, he came back in. He's like, "It was great, thank you. I'll be back." Just that like was a huge weight off my shoulders, because I was really scared that nobody would come in. But yeah.
So somebody's interested in doing this, and first of all, location.
Sure. We're in Bolingbrook, Illinois, just off of Boughton and 355. So in between Boughton and Janes, there's IKEA. We're across from IKEA and right next to Aldi.
All right. And social media, how do they get a hold of you there?
Sure. On Instagram, it's fireice.sauna. Our website is fireiceco.com. And yeah, we have a Facebook page as well.
Now, your website has on it lots of good information as far as frequently asked questions, what to wear, what you can bring, all that kind of stuff. Any other tips outside the website, or is that really where people should go if they've never been here before?
Sure. That's a great primer. And then I know like we're not well known. So if you ever want to come in for a tour and just get a feel for the place, happy to share and let people explore. We're new on the block, so definitely want to promote awareness. And then, yeah, the website's chock full of information. We are putting out posts and ads and trying to connect with the community. So really appreciate you guys coming in for experiencing the session firsthand, but then also, you know, giving us a little bit of a spotlight. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I think it definitely, on the health side of things, it definitely has a place. It's a unique experience. I've never done anything like this before. I've never been in a cold tub. Coldest tub I've probably been in is, I don't know, 8 years, probably. 70 degrees maybe. This is definitely a different experience, and it's kind of hard for me to articulate what it is, but definitely worth checking out. And I think the next time after I go for a long run, I'm coming here for a little therapy.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice.
Yeah, especially after a heavy cardio workout or heavy lift, or sometimes I will clean my whole yard, mowing, raking, and then bust my butt before coming into a contrast therapy. And it really amplifies the experience. You're putting your body through adversity, and then you are recovering in a safe way. So what you're left with is this totally reset, recharged, rejuvenated feeling.
Perfect. Good.
Now, Dr. Quill, do you want to go ahead and have a little Quill's Corner and tell us about the actual medical side of this?
Yeah, I was talking with one of his monthly members earlier. He's been trying to find like the sauna that can fulfill his needs. A lot of the research has been done on the Finnish sauna, so 200 degrees, big open area with the ladle in the water. Like that's what this is. It's the best. It is the best, like well-known researched type of therapy as far as like the saunas. And the benefits are clear. They're cut and dry. They're reproducible. When you do this consistently, you get the best longevity, like the most long-lasting benefits. So better cardiovascular health because your heart rate is going up. You're sweating out all the toxins. You're sweating all the bad stuff. When you do this enough, you sweat so much. I've done a sweat lodge before where it was like hot. And you sweat so much, you basically give yourself your own shower because at some point you're losing all the sodium, potassium, magnesium. Make sure you're hydrated, but at the end you just sweat out water. You don't even need a shower. Like you're so clean and so pure. And then with the cold plunge, it drops that core temperature down really quickly, which is really nice. And then by the end, like you're done. Like you can walk out of here and go to work because you're not sweating, which is great. But then that kind of cold shock to your system does spike your cortisol. But if you do that in the morning, that basically it'll reset your cortisol levels for like that baseline for the day, which is nice. So then by the afternoon, you get less of that afternoon crash, which is really cool. I learned that from the Andrew Huberman podcast. He's talking about like if you do some of these things in the morning, you usually don't get that afternoon cortisol crash, which is really nice. So
it's a nice place. I'll give you my non-medical opinion here. As I walked in the first time, you guys were terrific hosts. I just kind of dropped in, didn't tell them I was coming, said, hey, I want to come. I just walked in, said, think about just doing a podcast episode here. Would you show me around? And they were very, very welcoming, clean, professional. This area that we're sitting in is very comfortable. So it's definitely a place that people should check out. And the other thing is, if there are any ladies that listen to our podcast, you don't have to worry about being in here with us sweaty guys because there's a whole other side that mirrors this for women, which has got to make people feel more comfortable, I think.
Yeah. As a major design element, actually, we spoke to the mayor about separation. She just wanted to make sure that this is going to be family friendly, that we avoid any behavior that's, unwelcome. And, that informed our architectural design. So, yeah, men and women are totally separate from lockers, bathrooms to this lounge. They have another lounge over there. Cold plunge and sauna are separate. We do have co-ed yoga. And so we have hot yoga up front. I don't know if you have seen it yet, but we just started our first yoga class this Sunday. And we'll have regular classes, different types of yoga up front.
That's awesome. Anything else that you want to add in for the podcast or anything we haven't covered?
It's been great to speak to you guys. And we are new to this. We definitely want to invite the community in, but we are focused on health and the wellness of our customers, and would love to, I'm really happy that you explained a little bit medical detail there. We want to make sure that we're doing things correctly, safely, but then also in a comfortable environment where first timers and new people can get introduced to this while the experts are satisfied at a high temperature.
Oh yeah, checks all the boxes. It's great.
Yeah.
And I've done saunas before. This is probably the first time I actually found one that goes up to the actual like 200 degrees. You were saying like, everything's great. I definitely want to do this again. So
yeah, well, we can't thank you enough for allowing us to come in and to bring a camera with us and show us around. It's been a great experience and definitely something we'll be back for, I think.
Thank you guys.
All right, so that is a wrap on this episode of Dad's Deals and Dumbbells. From the hot box to the ice bucket. If you're still listening and you're not frozen solid, some respect to you there.
or melted in a puddle. Huge thanks to Asif and Fire Ice crew for letting us sweat all over the place, and to Sal and Brian for freezing their butts off with us too.
If you got value, if you laughed, or if you just wanted to see me crying in a hot tub from the first person perspective, well, you got it. Go hit subscribe, leave a review, share this with another dad who might need a little reset.
Could definitely use one of those. And remember, recover is a power move. For as much as we work, you want to recover just as much. So go lift something heavy, take a cold plunge, and tuck those kids in.